Bruce Maxon is a former Navy veteran who has served in the United States Navy for 32 years. He fought in the Vietnam War as a supply officer for the Navy. After his retirement from the Navy, he volunteered for 2,800 hours. My name is nhan, and I will be talking about the story of my volunteer before he joined the Navy. Bruce Maxon was a teenager who had a lot of fun in school, but his life started to change when he crashed into a cornfield.
I sure had a lot of fun in school. You know, I had my own car as a kid, a little 1946 Ford convertible with no back seat. I had a lawn chair in the back seat, and we used to ride around and have a good time. And I remember one time I was driving down the street of a subdivision where they hadn't built the houses yet, and I was racing down the street, and I put my foot on the brakes, and the brakes didn't work, and I went right over the curb into the cornfield and batted down a lot of the corn. And when my mother found out about it, she says, you know, you need somebody, because I did not have a father. I was a single mom. They got divorced when I was very young, so I didn't have somebody to discipline me. And she said, you know, you need to go into the Navy. I can't solve my problem with you. You need to go in the Navy. So ultimately I did, and it turned out to be a good career, and here I am.
As Bruce Maxon joined the Navy, he became a supply officer, which he handles every supply that the ship of the crew and soldier needs.
My brother was a pilot in World War II, and I really wanted to be a pilot. And then I went to the Naval Academy and lost my good vision, so I wasn't able to fly. So I had to change from being an aviator to being a businessman in the Navy, a supply officer.
As he deployed into the Vietnam War, one of the things he did as a supply officer is he delivered food to the troops on the ground who are fighting while the enemy is in front of them, barely have anything to eat.
I was in a helicopter with hot fried chicken, cold ice cream, and hot mashed potatoes in styrofoam boxes, and I was able to bring the helicopter in right above the boats, and we dropped the food down to the boats so that the men could all have hot fried chicken and hot mashed potatoes and cold ice cream while the enemy was in their trenches eating cold rice. And then after everyone had lunch, they started up the battle. And I always felt that was a significant contribution, and I always really felt good about my part in that whole battle. Tell me, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
So in 5 years, I see myself becoming a game developer that makes games for the gaming community that people can enjoy. I appreciate that our volunteers showed us around the Midway and told us their story